Leonardo da Vinci was simultaneously a painter, sculptor, architect, writer, anatomist, geologist, astronomer, botanist, inventor, and mathematician. There are very few people in the world who are unaware of his most iconic creation, the Mona Lisa. Measuring 30 inches by 21 inches, this portrait was painted in oil on a poplar wood panel. In addition to oil, the painting incorporates various natural and synthetic pigments such as lead white, azurite, blue copper, vermilion, amber, and smalt. Key features of this painting include the mysterious expression of the subject, the grandeur of composition, the delicate modeling of forms, and a magical atmospheric depth. Multiple layers of color were used, providing depth and realism. Research shows that each brushstroke in the painting is just 40 micrometers thick, as fine as a single strand of hair. Painted over 500 years ago, between 1503 and 1506, the image presents a half-length portrait of a woman set against an idyllic landscape. Facing forward, hands resting upon each other, she wears a subtle, mysterious smile. At first glance, this may seem like a simple composition, but such a description doesn't begin to capture Leonardo's genius. Nearly 3/4 of the canvas is taken up by the figure, who appears to be looking directly at the viewer. According to the Louvre Museum's website, Leonardo used the sfumato technique in his application of paint, an approach that was not widely practiced at the time. Sfumato means without lines or borders, in the manner of smoke. While most artists of that period used outlines to define their figures, Leonardo broke away from this convention. Instead, he avoided sharp divisions at the edges and created a seamless interplay of light and shadow that allowed nearby objects to appear clearly, while distant ones gradually faded into obscurity. This visual illusion eventually became known as the Mona Lisa effect. The careful rendering of muscles beneath the skin, the skull beneath the head, the delicately painted strands of hair, and the meticulously folded fabric all showcase Leonardo's remarkable powers of observation and patience. The soft curves of Mona Lisa's hair and clothing blend into the valleys and rivers behind her, making them appear almost unified. Her smile subtly reflects a harmony between humanity and nature. In Italian, Mona Lisa means My Lady Lisa. There's endless speculation and debate about her identity. Scholars and historians have proposed numerous theories about the painting. Some believe she is Lisa del Giocondo. A letter written in 1503 suggests that Florentine merchant Francesco di Bartolomeo del Giocondo commissioned Leonardo to paint a portrait of his wife. Her facial features resemble those in the painting, hence the alternate title, La Gioconda. This explanation was first proposed by Giorgio Vasari in 1550. Others claim Mona Lisa is the Virgin Mary. Some say the model might have been Leonardo's mother, Caterina, a theory put forward by Sigmund Freud. Another significant theory proposes that the portrait is actually a self-portrait of Leonardo himself. This is based on facial similarities. Some scholars believe Leonardo created a female version of himself as part of an artistic riddle. To this day, Mona Lisa's identity remains unproven. In the 21st century, several attempts were made to reconstruct Lisa del Giocondo's face through DNA analysis of her remains, but these efforts failed to resolve the debate. Now, let's try to understand why Mona Lisa's smile is so famous and mysterious. All of Mona Lisa's mystery seems to reside in that smile. Some interpret it as joyful, others as melancholic. When observed casually, it appears that she is smiling, but when one stares directly at the smile, it seems to fade away. This illusion is created through Leonardo's expert use of shading and brushwork. No matter from which angle the viewer stands, it appears that the eyes of the portrait are always looking directly at them. Leonardo painted Mona Lisa in such a way that her eyes remain in the viewer's central focus, while her lips fall just below the visual center, creating an optical illusion. When the viewer looks into her eyes, the mouth enters the peripheral vision, where facial features become slightly less noticeable. Due to a small shadow on her cheekbone, the mouth seems to smile. But as soon as the viewer directly focuses on the smile, it gradually disappears, almost as if it were never there. In 2000, scientist Dr. Margaret Livingstone stated that the smile doesn't actually change. Rather, it is the viewer's mindset that changes. People perceive the image based on how they expect or want to see it. During the painting process, Leonardo reportedly spent nights in hospitals conducting anatomical research. He studied human skin, nerves, and muscles, which clearly influenced his painting of the Mona Lisa. Is it true that Mona Lisa has no eyebrows or eyelashes? It seems unlikely that an artist would forget to paint such details after working on a single painting for years. There are several explanations. One theory suggests that during the Renaissance, women often removed their eyebrows and hairlines to make their foreheads appear larger. Leonardo may have deliberately omitted the eyebrows to reflect this trend. In 2004, Pascal Cat, a French engineer, claimed that Mona Lisa originally had both eyebrows and eyelashes. Using spectral light analysis, high-intensity lighting, and advanced imaging, he discovered multiple layers in the painting. It's possible that these fine details were lost during excessive cleaning. Still, it is astonishing how such a delicately painted work has remained so well preserved for 500 years. Some experts believe that Leonardo may have intentionally left out the eyebrows so that no mundane detail would distract from the painting's otherworldly beauty. The mysterious smile of the Mona Lisa, her gaze, and the blurred natural landscape in the background make it not just a painting, but an immortal work of art and an eternal question. In 2010, during an Italian cultural seminar, using high-tech magnifying glass technology, it was discovered that the letters LV are written in Mona Lisa's right eye, possibly referring to Leonardo da Vinci or some symbolic message. In the left eye, the letters CE were found, the meaning of which remains unknown to scientists. However, the authenticity of these claims is still debated. On the right side of the painting, above a bridge, the number 72 or possibly L2 is inscribed, the meaning of which also remains unclear. When the left side of the painting is viewed as a mirror image, combining the original and its reflection, an alien figure becomes visible, along with a sentence in Italian that translates to, "The answer is here." The mysteries of the Mona Lisa seem endless. The golden ratio, which is found in many world-famous architectural masterpieces like Egypt's Giza Necropolis, the Taj Mahal, and Notre Dame Cathedral, is also found in the Mona Lisa. When a line is divided into two parts, such that the ratio of the longer part to the shorter part is approximately 1.618, it is known as the phi value or the golden ratio. Could it be that Leonardo da Vinci left behind a hidden code for future generations? It is said that Leonardo da Vinci might have had some kind of cosmic encounter. Ancient astronomers believe that this might be the reason he became so engrossed in such studies at a time when such research was forbidden. And they believe he embedded those cosmic secrets within his art, coded in such a way that future generations might someday unlock them through research. This is perhaps why the allure of the Mona Lisa never fades. Leonardo da Vinci spent the final years of his life in France, where King Francis I honored him with the title of royal painter, engineer, and architect. He began painting the Mona Lisa at the age of 51, and it is said he worked on it for 4 years, continuing up until 1517. The painting was so dear to him that he took it wherever he went. At the time of his death in 1519, the painting was still in his room. It is believed that King Francis I of France acquired the painting either directly from da Vinci in 1518 or from his heirs after his death. It became part of the royal collection. After the French Revolution, the painting became the property of the people. At one point, it was even kept in Napoleon's bedroom. Eventually, it was moved to the Louvre Museum. The painting was first displayed in the Louvre in 1774. Strangely, no one at the museum knew how or when it arrived. No staff had seen anyone bring it in. In 1911, the painting was stolen, causing an immediate media sensation. Crowds gathered daily at the Louvre just to see the empty space on the wall where the painting once hung. The museum's director of fine arts resigned. Even poet Guillaume Apollinaire and artist Pablo Picasso were arrested as suspects. 2 years later, a Florentine art dealer informed local authorities that someone had offered to sell him the painting. Acting on this lead, police found the portrait hidden beneath a trunk, and the thief was identified as Vincenzo Perugia, an Italian immigrant who had worked fitting glass for paintings at the Louvre. He and possibly 2 other workers had hidden in a closet overnight and stolen the painting on the morning of August 21, 1911. Perugia was arrested and sentenced to prison. He claimed his motive was patriotism, Since Da Vinci was Italian, he believed the painting belonged to Italy. He had fallen in love with its beauty and couldn't rest until he brought it back to his homeland. Unaware that Da Vinci had sold the painting himself to the French king for 3,000 gold coins, Perugia was hailed as a hero in Italy. A sympathetic jury sentenced him to just 7 months. As he had already been in custody for over 8 years, he was released immediately. Before his arrest, Perugia had kept the Mona Lisa hanging in his bedroom for 2 years. 10 years after the theft, the painting was returned to the Louvre. During World War II, Mona Lisa, recognized as the Louvre's most precious work, was moved around rural France for protection. It returned in 1963. It was displayed for 6 weeks at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City and the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C., attracting 40,000 visitors daily. In 1974, it was exhibited in Tokyo and Moscow. In 1951, someone threw a rock at the painting, damaging Mona Lisa's left elbow. After several such attacks in 1956, the artwork was secured behind bulletproof glass. Now, the painting is kept in a climate-controlled chamber, which cost $7 million to construct. In 1962, the Mona Lisa was insured for $100 million, which, adjusted for inflation, is over $1 billion today. Some estimate its market value to be more than $908 million. The Mona Lisa has had a profound influence, not only in the world of art, but also in film, literature, and pop culture. Numerous parodies and inspired works have been created over time. One final chilling anecdote. On June 23, 1852, a young French artist named Louis Mesper jumped to his death from a rooftop in Paris. In his suicide note, he wrote something astonishing, that the Mona Lisa's smile was responsible for his death. Because of the painting's mysterious smile, Da Vinci's brilliant techniques, and its long, storied history, the Mona Lisa remains one of the most iconic and admired paintings in the world. And yet, it is an unfinished work. Thank you for patiently reading this far.